Les élèves, today we are starting Unit 2. So in your notebook, you need to turn to page 24. You might want to write 24 at the bottom because this is Unit 2. So in your notebook, it actually looks like Unit 2, page 1. So if you want to continue it on like a book, you might want to change the number to a 24. So we are starting subject pronouns. So on page 24, you need to make sure that you are filling in the chart. We had these last year, and if you remember, this is the base of every single sentence we have. You have a singular side and a plural side. They were also organized by first person, second person, third person. If you remember, I gave you the example about Burger King. If you are walking into the restaurant, the first person you think about is I. What am I going to order? The second person you worry about is the person you're with. What are you going to order? Third person is the people that are around you. They're not with you. You're just nosy. Hey, what is he ordering? What is she ordering? The plural is the same thing. So looking at your chart, you have I equals, or je equals I. What am I going to order? 2 is you, informal. What are you going to order? An informal is somebody you would talk to with their first name. Il, what is he going to order? Elle is she. What is she going to order? Now, the plural side is I with friends, so it's what are we going to order? Nous. And vous, plural of you, which we don't really have in English, is like the yous, y'all, you guys. So you can be plural or it can be formal, somebody you would talk to with Mr. or Mrs. So most of the time we probably use it in the plural. So vous is you, plural or formal. Il is they. What are they going to order? It's the he with a bunch of he's. That can be all boys or boys and girls mixed. And then elle is she with an S, so it's a bunch of she's. So what are they going to order? So je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. If you remember, we also had a song. That was the song that was je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. And we'll have that video again this year. So just a little review here of tu is informal for friends, family, people younger than you, people you know well. Vous is formal for adults, teachers, bosses, principals, strangers, people of respect. Somebody you'd say Mr. or Mrs. with. There are 2 forms of they. Fill this in on your notes. Il is for they, boys only, or boys and girls together. If there is 5,000 million billion girls, and there's one boy, it goes masculine. It goes to the il. They, elle, is for girls only. It has to be completely all girls. Whenever in doubt, you always go with il because that is the mixed and that goes for everything. Okay, on page 25, we have être, which is a review from last year. Être was your first verb. Remember, you could not use être in a sentence. That's the infinitive. That's the example of the raw chicken we talked about. So you don't want to do that. So you have to conjugate it to use it because you don't say, I to be American. I to be from Depew. I to be happy. No, you can't do that in English either. So you need to change it to use it. So je suis, I am, tu es, you are, il est, elle est, he is, she is. Nous sommes, we are, vous êtes, you are, ils sont, elles sont, they are. Do not try to think of it as in English. Try to think of it as, okay, how do I say I in French? It's je. What word is connected to it? Suis. How do I say they in French? Elle. What word is connected to it? Sont. Yes, spelling definitely counts. If you think of this one. If you forget the T on this, you're saying he are happy. So one letter really does make a difference. So, je suis, make sure you know how to say them and spell them. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, which is formal or plural, ils sont, they, elles sont. Now, we're going to use them for page 26. So turn to page 26. So those were just your reviews. Now, on page 26, the where are you from? Some of it's review, but most of it is not. And it is your nationalities. You only had 4 nationalities last year. We're adding more, but they're all cognates. This is all être. And if you remember, you take a normal sentence and put esque in front of it, it becomes a yes-no question. And so you can use anything from your être chart. I use the to form. So to a de. So est-ce que tu es de? You are from. Are you from? Tu es. You are. Est-ce que tu es? Are you? And you could put anything after it too. Remember, puzzle pieces. Do a to is not a yes-no question, so it's in a different order. From, where are you? If you wanted to change this out, you could change this out with the other être parts. I could say, from where are we? So where are we from? I think you'd know that, but do some new. So you would just take your things and just separate out. That's from être, that's the subject pronoun. So je suis was answers. Je ne suis pas, I am not. Remember, to make a sentence negative, just put the ne and the pas around a verb. So in your être chart, you put the ne and the pas around any of those little être words. So je ne suis pas, I am not. And then de can mean from, of, or about. Remember, you can pause the video at any time if you need more time to fill these in on your notes. So let's look at the nationalities. There are masculine and feminine. In the feminine, you hear the last letter. The masculine, you do not. And it sounds a little different. So français, française. And that is French. So je suis français, je suis française. I am French. Anglais, anglaise is from England, English. So kind of in your mind, think British. So, je suis anglais, je suis anglaise, English. Polonais, polonaise. So, je suis polonais, je suis polonaise, Polish. They're almost the same as those other ones. Français, française, anglais, anglaise, polonais, polonaise. Chinois, chinoise. You notice the E after an S gives it a Z sound. You had française, anglaise, polonaise, chinoise, Chinese. Japonais, japonaise, Japanese. Now we're going to change sound a little bit here. Suisse. They don't have a different one. It already ends in an E. So if you're from Switzerland, it's the same for a boy or a girl. Suisse. Américain, américaine. We had that one last year. Mexicain, mexicaine. Almost the same as the American one. Pretty darn close. All cognates. But now the male one, you don't hear the N. Mexicain. The girl one, you do. Mexicaine. Canadien, Canadienne. Double N. That's because of the E. The other E that's there. So Canadian. Italien, Italienne does the same thing as Canadian. You got to add that extra E, or you got to add the extra N because there's an E in front of it. So Italien, Italienne. And then our last one, Allemand, Allemande, which is German. So there are many, many other nationalities. And if you go on to French 2 next year, you'll add some more. But last year we had 4. This year we have a little bit more added in. Okay, au revoir.